is that I had. Let's talk to David. David, what's your win for the week?
My win for the week is structure. We have found some really good structures that is gonna really improve. First of all, Dance's Bootcamp, and also the one-on-one coaching that Sebastian's doing. So finding some really good keys for structure. That's my win.
That's awesome. Round of applause for David, everyone. Round of applause for David. My win for the week is that I've been reconnecting to my why. I've been reconnecting myself to my why. I've been taking a lot of time and just working on what I like to call my vivid vision. And I'm reading a fantastic book about it called The Buddha and the Badass. I said I was going to talk to you guys about it because my goal was just to speed read it like I speed read any other type of book. But I realized pretty fast that this is not a book you're supposed to speed read, so I'm still on chapter 2 actually. But it's a fantastic book. I really enjoy it. So we're working a lot on that, on my big vision, or on our big vision even. And next week or the following week, I'm gonna talk a little bit about the things where I'm learning in the book, and just I want you all, everybody here to be a part of it. So we're gonna talk about more about that next week. But this week we're gonna talk about the most important. What am I talking about? My big that's definitely a big win. But my biggest win that I even forgot that inspired this whole conversation is that I fucking destroyed my deadlift personal best, which means that, so for you guys who don't know what deadlift is this lift. It looks like this. It looks like this. So you lift from here and you go straight up. So what they say is that it's one of the most advanced lifts that we have, and it's also the one where you are engaging the most of your body. It's full body exercise. And when I was at my strongest, when I was working at the gym 3-4 years ago in Norway, I had a personal best on 180 kilos twice. 2 reps of 180 kilos. And now I've done 2 knee surgeries and I'm officially on 182.5 kilos, 3 repetitions. Boom, so I'm the strongest I ever been. That's by far my biggest win, definitely. That's by far my biggest win. And especially because I was in a wheelchair less than 10 months ago. And I was still on crutches less than 8 months ago. And that inspired this conversation I wanted to have with each and every one here. And it's by far one of the most important skills. I believe this is discipline and this skill right here. They're equally as high. Discipline and persistency. Those two are walking hand in hand. Those two are walking hand in hand. And I strongly believe that without discipline and without persistency, you won't be able to get anywhere. And with that being said, I'm gonna start recording. Where is Yvette? Yvette, you know you gotta remind me of these things. Where are you? You gotta remind me to record. Come on, girl.
Please record.
You know you gotta help me with this. So yeah. Anyway. So quick backstory. Few years ago, I went to, or not even a few years ago, I started doing martial art when I was, I believe 11, 12, something along those lines. When I was 15, I went to a doctor and he's like, Sebastian, you know what, you might as well stop because I want to be a professional fighter. So that was my goal back then. And he's like, you might as well stop it. It's gonna be impossible for you. You can't do it. Like your body, your knees is not gonna be able to do it. And then a few years later, I go to another doctor and he repeats the same thing. I'm 18 at this time. And he tells me like, forget it. You're not gonna be able to do it. You're never gonna be a professional dancer. Because at that time I had been already starting to dance. I'm 18 at this time. And I always, obviously, for you guys who've been hanging around with me for a long time, you know what I said. I said, fuck you, doc! I'm gonna do this anyway! You don't tell me shit! But I said that in Swedish. And then I went and I became a professional dancer anyway. And it's pretty much the narrative of my entire life. To be honest with you, it's pretty much the narrative of my entire life. And that's why this was such a big win for me this week. It was such a big win that I even forgot to mention it when I did my deadlift goal. I do my first surgery in September 2018. No, June 2018. I sprained my ankle. I do a surgery in my left knee in 2018. I sprained my ankle during the winter of 2019. I sprained the living life out of this ankle, so I had to go on crutches again. And then in 2019 September, I do my second knee surgery in the same knee, just because I didn't do a good surgery. I didn't take care of my rehab, and I wasn't doing what I was supposed to be doing. When I wake up from my second surgery, my doctor tells me, it's like, Sebastian, we did, you now have PRP, which is plasma-rich replacements. So I have basically like stem cells inside of my knee because I don't have any cartilage. For you guys who don't know what cartilage is, it's like, this is your tibia, like your shin bone. This is your thigh bone, I don't know what you call it in English. And they are like this on each other. And over here you have your patella, which is your kneecap. And inside there you have cartilage. Cartilage is like a pillow. And most of us have it. I don't have any pillow there, so it's basically my bones are rubbing against bones. So what I didn't know is that because I didn't take care of my first knee rehab surgery in 2018, I have now arthrosis. Let me just mute everybody on enter here. 1 second. There we go. So what happened was that I wake up and my doctor tells me, it's like, Sebastian, you got arthrosis. And for you guys who've been hanging around with me for a long time, you pretty much know what I said. Because he told me straight after, he's like, you have arthrosis, I know you train a lot, but you will never be able to squat again. Like, those were more or less his words, like more or less his exact words. It's like, you will, doing what you are doing right now, it just won't work. You won't be able to squat again. And you who's been hanging around with me for a long time, you know what I said. I said, fuck you, doc! I'm gonna do whatever I want. And then now I just broke my personal record. And it's not the negative attitude towards a doctor that got me to where I wanted to be today. And it's not that he told me just that. It was a long backstory. Long backstory with how bad that doctor had treated me. Why I was so aggressive to the second one. But it's persistency. Persistency is the reason why I'm here today and I can train at all. Persistency is the reason why Roger is where he is today. Lowest weight has been in over 10 years. Persistency is why Christina bounced back fast to where she fell off a little bit and bounced back. Persistency is the reason why we are all here today. And it's the most important skill. It's one of the most important skills that anybody needs to master in order for you to get anything. Persistency is what's gonna hold your hand in this. And I wanted to look up the true definition of these words because a lot of us are internationals. So persistency is the quality or state of being persistent, staying or continuing, hence an unfavorable sense, dodginess or obstinacy. I don't know what that means. Belinda, talk to me. Why I can't mute you?
When you're obstinate, you're not going to move. Like if someone wants to push you, you're not going to move. So when you're like, usually it's used to describe somebody who like won't change their mind. about something if they're obstinate.
Okay.
So-
Can you give me?
Like you're not, yeah. So you're gonna be persistent. You're not gonna. Nobody's gonna move you. You're gonna keep going yourself.
No matter what.
Yeah.
No matter. Can you give me some synonyms to persistency?
Steadfast. I haven't had my coffee yet. So
No worries. I know.
this morning in here, over here in California.
Anybody, please write some. I want everybody to come up with some words. Write some synonyms to persistency so we know what we're talking about. Ms. Roli is writing
Perseverance,
obstinate, tenant. What do you say, Christina?
tenacity. Perseverance and tenacity.
Perseverance, tenacity, headstrongness is coming up here. We have tenacity. I never heard that word, but it's a cool word. Determination, stubborn. Go get it, champ. Determination, constantly. Endurance. And that's what this is all about. It's mental endurance. And I wrote on my Instagram today, beginners practice until they get it right. But professional practice until they can't get it wrong. And it's such a deep mindset, and I want all of us to have that. Professionals practice until they can't get it wrong, because I don't believe that you get what you deserve. I truly don't feel that I deserved to have a knee injury, you know what I mean? Like, I don't feel I deserved that. I don't feel I deserved to, and I still have pain, like, make no mistake, like I'm stronger than ever, but I still have like knee pain, you know what I mean? I don't feel I deserve that after countless of hours in the ice bath, but like countless of hours doing knee rehabilitation. But you don't get what you deserve, you get what you got to have. You get what you got to have. That's what this is all about. You get what you got to have. And there are few ways for you to get there. There are few ways for you to have persistency become easier for you. And these are my 5 tips. This is my top 5 tips in order for you to become more persistent in your actions. Tip number 1 is surround yourself for success. If you truly believe that success is gonna happen, then you might as well prepare for it now. Surround yourself. What books are you reading? What type of clothes are you wearing? Does your clothes remind you of your movie ending? You see what I mean? Look at Carlotta right now. She brings it out. You're surrounding yourself with with things that inspire you to take actions. This is my traveling library. No joke. This is no joke. This is what I'm traveling with. I don't do Kindles. Because the reason is if I have a Kindle, I have one step extra to not remind me. A Kindle doesn't remind me of where I want to go. The Kindle doesn't remind me where I want to go. This book reminds me of where I want to go. This reminds me of where I want to go. You know what I mean? Surround yourself with it. It's not only books, I'm talking about the backdrop of your phone, your screensavers, the computer, your applications, the friends you're with. External things needs to remind you of where you want to go. And it can be I travel with this thing. This is a gift of mine. This is a gift from a friend of mine. But I keep it with me everywhere. I had this with me when I jumped out of the airplane. When I skydived, I had this thing and this stone I got. Why? Because it reminded me to stay calm. It reminded me that if shit goes south, I still did everything I could every day of the week, at every hour, for me to reach my movie ending. Every day. Surround yourself with success. That's what it is. I put people in there too. The friends I'm with. For you guys who don't know, I'm in Sweden right now. first time in 10 years, sorry, it's the first time in 10 years that I've spent this much time back in Sweden. I've been here for around 3 months right now. I have cut more people out of my life these last 3 months than I have done for these last 10 years. And I don't say that with pride. But I don't say that like, yeah, this is something I'm proud of. But I don't surround myself with people who are pissing on my fire. If you don't fuel my fire, you have nothing to do in my life. Zero. Zero, zero, zero. So that's the first thing. Surround yourself for success. Second thing, step number 2, or tip number 2. Take away steps. Take away steps. One thing me and David, we talked about it today. We're in our new apartment. We're obviously, we need to, like, new things had to be done for us in order for us to start recording. We didn't have all the materials left. I don't have all the workout clothes here. You know, bullshit excuses. Bullshit excuses. Valid things, but to be fair, fucking useless excuses. So what we did is that we didn't record as much as we did in Barcelona. And I told David, I'm like, yo, why don't we record as much? Like, what are we doing? And he was like, yeah, I don't know, bro. Like, we don't, it's not there. It's not there in front of us. All the cameras are in bags. We don't have them where we used to have them before. We had a huge shelf. We could just throw them in there. The tripods are down. We have a huge table in the living room. And that's where we're doing our workouts. So we're just like, what are we doing? Like, let's take away steps here. Cameras always out. Cameras are always out. Flashes are always on. Always charged, always easy access to them. Remove the table. Take away steps. Subtract, like Tim Grover was saying. That's exactly right, Alinda. Subtract, subtract, subtract. Take away steps. You want to become a better guitar player? Have the guitar right there in front of you. Don't have it in a case. That's one step extra. Take away steps. You want to become a better dancer? Play music frequently. Play music frequently, and like that, you will hear it. You will start to dance more. You know what I mean? You will have music surround yourself in your home. Just like Carlota is having. She has her keyboard is out. Keyboard is out. She's moving. She's moving. Everything is packed down. Everything is packed down. She just told us. Carlota just told us that she has packed everything in her home. But during this call, she showed us the Mozart thing and the keyboard for her to play. Probably the last things. Probably the last things that go in the books, or that goes in the boxes. They go away the day before. Wait, let me unmute you.
Yeah, I mean, if I want to pursue a career in music, I have to practice every day that I can. So, nothing in my music library, none of my instruments, none of my speakers are going away until I do.
That's the last thing that gets packed. And it says pretty much about the human. That mindset says pretty much about the person, how serious you are about reaching your goals. That's the second tip. Take away steps. Subtract. Make it easy. Make it attainable for you. Have your dance shoes there. Walk around with them. You want to become better in high heels? Guess what? Make food in high heels. Why not? Nobody's home. It's only you there. If you're lucky you have a boyfriend, you know what I mean? Trust me, he's not gonna... Let me know. Let me tell you right now, ladies. He's not gonna get angry at you. I'll tell you that much. Let me tell you that much. That makes sense, right? Subtract the steps. Third thing, accountability partners. I'm not shocked that Roger is at his lowest weight. I'm not shocked that Abuela Luz has been working out every week or every day of the week. I'm not shocked she's not missing her workouts. You know what I mean? I'm not shocked that Veronica did all of her trainings even though her friend was there. It doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me at all. I can keep on going. Accountability partners. All of these people that I just named out and more people in this group. They are part of the training gang. They are part of the gang in Europe. Or if you're crazy enough like Abuela Luz, she's part of both the one in Europe and the one in the States. You know what I mean? But you're setting yourself up for success. How bad do you want this? Do you have somebody who's there bothering you? Anyone here who's in my inner circle program, I bother the life out of them. Like, first of all, we talk on the phone once a week, and I write to them every Wednesday and every Sunday. And if you don't reply, I'm gonna bother you. I'm like, why don't you answer me? You think this is a joke? Like, what's happening here? Have accountability partners. I read the research from the University of Columbia. If you have an accountability partner and a set date with that partner for you to reach your goals, and he's gonna check in on you, and that's a figure of authority, it's up to 95% bigger chance for you to be able to reach your goals. Those are true numbers. 95% bigger. How crazy is that? Just for you to have an accountability partner. So that's step number 3. We're talking about the top 5 tips that I have in order for you to become more persistent. Fourth one is follow a roadmap. Follow a roadmap that has been laid out for you, or even better, follow a roadmap that a coach has laid out for you, so you know what you're doing works for you. If you are just winging it, I want to lose weight. Got it. What am I doing? I'm gonna train, I guess, and I'm gonna eat less, I guess. Here we go. You're winging it. You're not really taking your journey serious. And that's okay. But then don't expect the results. And if you're not following a clear roadmap that you have laid out for yourself, or a coach have laid out for you that you trust in, that you know is working, then getting to that spot is not going to be easy for you. It's not going to be that easy for you. And when you are feeling that plateau, it's going to be very easy for you to not continue. I'm letting everybody know here that the reason that I'm that strong that I am today is not because of me. I can tell you right now, it's not because of me. It's because of Dr. Courtney. It's because of Niels Paul. It's because of Trilstein. It's because of Mareda Punti. It's because of King Kido. It's because of Amber. It's because of David. It's because I have people that have laid out the foundation for me. Mareda Punti is mapping out all of my nutrition. Mike Trilstein is helping me with all of my productivity, so I know exactly which steps to take. Niels Paul is mapping out exactly how much I should lift on each single day. Dr. Courtney told me exactly what I should have been doing, or what I did during my rehabilitation. I follow the steps. That's the thing. That's what I should be doing. Follow the steps. Ask for guidance. How do you get to Rome? I don't know. I don't know how to get to Rome. You crazy? So let's ask. How do I say this word? I don't know. I don't speak very good English. English is not my first language. I wouldn't even call it my second language. How do I say that? I don't know. Let me ask somebody who actually lives in the States. She probably knows it better than I do. And the same thing is here. Follow a roadmap. And I promise you it's gonna go easier for you. This makes sense? So far so good? Yeah, any questions on this? Tip number 5 of becoming more persistent. Have a clear movie ending. Clear movie ending, it's basically the answer to everything. I feel it's like my go-to tips on whatever we are talking about here. I feel I always say that. But have a clear movie ending that you look over every day. Have a movie ending so clear that you have photos attached to it. Have a movie ending that you read regardless wherever you are in life. Have a movie ending that is so clear that no matter what time during the day it is, you can open it up and find photos of it. Have a movie ending so clear that you know exactly what to do because you even have a description to it. It needs to be clear as ice because that's gonna determine your actions. That's gonna determine your actions. It should be the law that determines your actions. That's what it should be. It should be so clear that when you close your eyes, you know fucking exactly where it should be. You know what I mean? Have things around you, again, from top to bottom. Tip number 1. Hold up. Got carried away here. I want to have everything in front of me. I want to talk from hat. Surround yourself for this again. This is my top 5 tips of persistency. Tip number 1. Surround yourself with things that inspires you. Where are you going? Where are you going? I know exactly where I'm going. And I know exactly why I'm going there. Surround yourself for success. Remind yourself daily. Your backdrop, your screensaver, your phone, your applications, your conversations, the music, the movies you're listening to. Number 1. Number 2, subtract steps. Why is your guitar in a guitar case if you want to become better at playing guitar? Should just be out all the time. Why don't you play music? Why don't your phone auto connect to a Bluetooth speaker once you get into your home? Why is your fill in the blanks? Make it easy, make it attainable. Your yoga mat should be out all the time. Your yoga mat should be out all the time if you want to be able to do the split. If you want to do split, your yoga mat should be out. Don't even put it back in. Accountability is partner. Tip number 3. Have people around you that bother you. That bother you to become better. The people around you should fuel your fire, not piss on it. Tip number 4 is to have a clear roadmap laid out for you. And if you can't have that by yourself, if you can't make that roadmap by yourself, hire a coach. Hire a coach. Have somebody that you trust to map it out for you. Tip number 4. Tip number 5 is to have a clear movie ending. Yeah, but Sebastian, I don't know my movie ending. Because you don't work on it. Because you don't work on it. Honestly, how many hours a week are you spending on creating that movie ending for you? Honestly, let's be honest here. And I said hours, I don't say minutes. So you have this big vision, no? Don't you? When you go to sleep, you have that big vision. Wow, it would be nice to not wake up without, it would be nice to wake up without anxiety. Wow, it would be nice to wake up without having this knee. It would be nice to be more confident. It would be nice to X, Y, and Z. But how much time are you honestly spending? You know what I mean? Veronica is in our inner circle. Every time and I talk to her more or less weekly, more or less. Every time before we get a call, she sends me a full A4 paper. Sometimes it's like a fucking diagram with some different colors. And this week it was a diagram, blah blah blah. And the other week it was this diagram. That's how serious she is about her success. And that's a true story. That's a true story. So it's like, okay, she has all of this information in her high performing job. She has all of this information. How to set up things and blah blah blah. If I'm not mistaken, one of her wins a few weeks ago was that she had this big ass online presentation. She just applied this knowledge to here. And she measures it. She follows the structure. She's in the killer workout gang. Even with her friends out there, she's training. She has a clear movie ending. That's why she's succeeding. She's gonna have setbacks. It's not what I'm saying. Everybody, all of us are gonna have setbacks. Weekly, probably. Some of us have setbacks daily. But it's like Christina is saying, Christina was saying, Christina Jones, her biggest win for this week was how fast she jumped back from that setback. That's the win. That's the win. You know? But the fucking movie ending. You don't know how your movie is ending. How are you gonna stay persistent? How on planet Earth are you gonna stay persistent on something that you don't even know what it is? And I'm not talking about like the end scene of your movie, you know? But like the first act of the movie. Come on, let's at least map that out. Let's at least map that out. So what you want? What are we talking here? You want to lose weight? You sure? Really? Is the number on the scale that important? Or do you want to lose fat here? Or do you want to build muscles? Six pack, this is what you want. Nah, not really, I don't know, but let's go with something. Let's go with something, and then you say it out loud a couple of times, and then you're like, yeah, maybe that's not really what I want, and then you like start to navigate. You know? I said my goal is to impact 10 million people. Doesn't mean I get unhappy if I impact 11 million. But just that a million, it didn't even do it for me. A million is like, I snooze on a million. But 10 million, that gets me going. But is that really the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing? Probably not. Probably not. If I dig a little deeper, find out what it actually is. But if I didn't speak it out loud, how would I know? Did that make sense? Yeah? The feel is so important, guys. I feel the movie ending is such an important thing for you to be able to be persistent. Because in order for you to get what you want out of life, like it doesn't matter, persistency is what's gonna get you there. Persistency is what's gonna get you all there. No matter, whatever it is out of life. Let me see what Roberto wrote here. If you subtract steps from multiple things, how do you make sure to not lose focus? To focus on the right thing, rather, I'm gonna unmute you, my brother. Yo, what's good? How's everything doing, bro? You good?
Yeah.
It's your first webinar, right?
Yeah, I was lurking a little bit last week.
Yo, welcome. We're glad to have you back. These things, they were not mistakes, because they pointed me in the right direction. I just had to touch it. I just had to touch it. You know what I mean? So let's say if we go fitness, for example. Okay, I want a six-pack. Boom, I got a six-pack. Okay, well, I like this feeling. I like this feeling I'm having. So now I want to build muscles. Okay, now I have muscles. But yeah, but I still want this feeling. Okay, now I want to become 8% body fat. That was the next thing. So for me, for example, my fitness goal is very simple. It's very, very simple. I want to train 4 to 5 days per week. That's my goal. I want to become bigger. I want to become smaller. I want to have a six-pack. I want to train 4 to 5 days a week. Because if I do that, I know I'm gonna look the way I want to look aesthetically. I know I'm gonna feel mentally sharp. My dance goal is not anymore to dance on big stages or dance behind that artist or travel the world with dancing, because I've done it. My dance goal is very simple. I want to dance the day before I die. That's it.
So it's about pivot also, like you try and error all the time.
Thank you.
And try to go more towards the direction of that. You're gonna try so many things. And you find something you like, you add that, and then after some time that might not feel right anymore. Then you take it away. Maybe you miss it, you take it back. Or maybe you do a version of it.
Sales, online sneaker store, personal trainer, videography, professional dancer, working inside of a gym for 4 years, be fit and sensual movement. Did that make sense? And it's very important. Remember this when it comes to persistency. Winners quit. Winners quit. All the time. It's just that we have a beautiful way, we don't quit, we pivot. I want to do this goal. I want to do this. I didn't work, pivot. I didn't work, pivot. It didn't work, pivot. It didn't work, pivot. But I'm constantly moving forward. Like a snake, you know, like a snake moving. Like a snake moving forward all the time. But it's quitting. It's just we don't see it like quitting. Like winners, we don't see it like quitting. We see it as lesson learned. Did that make sense, brother?
Yeah, man. Absolutely.
Perfect. Yo, use this. I tell you guys, use what we did in today's class. Persistency is the key. Do we have any questions on persistency or anything between heaven and hell that you guys want to talk about real quick? Because we have about 6 minutes before the workout starts. Keys for bouncing back. I believe the keys for bouncing back is to have a clear movie ending. And it's not an easy, but that's like, for me.
And be adaptable, right? Like you learn from the mistakes. See what you did wrong. And do it better.
Yeah. For me, Sebastian, the keys for me to bounce back when I'm feeling down is to understand my movie ending. Is to understand why am I doing what I'm doing. What is it really that I want here? What is it really that I want? Why do I work? Why do I go to work? Why do I sacrifice as much as I'm doing? Because the movie ending is clear. And then I use all of this. The success, the surroundings of success, takeaway steps. I get a coach, accountability partners, movie ending, all of those things. What apps, website are you using to track where you are and where you want to be instead? I use Trello. I find Trello to be very... I know that Monday.com is also another one, but Trello is my weapon of choice. Could you repeat the name of the books? I have a book called Buddha and the Badass, which is great if you want to find more purpose. I'm reading another one called Relentless. I keep reading it, by Tim Grover. I have 12 Rules of Life with me by Jordan Peterson. I have The Master Key by Dr. L.W. Dolorans. And we have, David just bought The Alchemist from Paulo Coelho, which we all have read, but it's just a good one to have next to you. And then I have this one that I got as a gift. It's my star sign to know, you know.
Filled with bullshit. Jokes aside.
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
It's where, I don't know. I know that there is a lot of things I don't know. So let me humble myself a little bit and learn something new. Ay, familia.